for group 2, if you guys were drawn to the fish. So if you guys did not choose your pile for your purpose reading, I will leave the link in the description so you can go back and maybe watch the introduction. I would suggest that you watch the introduction. But yeah, if you've already chosen your group, then welcome, greetings. So this is going to be walking in your purpose, okay? And the messages behind that. And I was divinely led to do a reading like this, and I was trying to find divine inspiration because I want to. And the article really helped me, and it really blessed me in a way to help me understand, if I'm in alignment and really walking where I'm supposed to be walking in my purpose and path. So this article, I left the link in the description on the other video to choose your pile. Basically, 11, it was 11 points, 11 signs of how, if you're walking in your divine, your God-given divine call. So a purpose. So yeah, I'm going to go off of that, and I hope this helps you. But as I always say, because this is a very sensitive topic, and no one can truly tell you what your calling and purpose is fully, but that of the divine creator, truly, for real. I can't tell you all the way through and through, because God is only going to give me certain insights and things that I'm supposed to see and say. I don't believe that someone can just tell you your whole life story. It's not possible, because otherwise there would be no need to connect with source if that was the case. So if we knew everything, you have a divine compass, you have a divine guiding light. Utilize it, seek it, follow it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this reading. It's a message. So your purpose and your calling is something that is going to be very fruitful and very abundant. I do feel like your purpose and calling may be of a high position, or you being placed in a high position, a position where maybe you're going to be supplied with a lot. It's like you're going to be plentiful in this calling and purpose, and it's because spirit knows that. I feel like this is a group that is highly evolved, or just very mature. You're very spiritually mature for whatever this calling or this purpose is. So if spirit's placing in your hands, because spirit is going to make sure that all of your supplications, all of your needs are met. So if it be that spirit is placing in your hands a lot of, financial abundance or wealth, or being put in a high position, is because they know, it's because you're able to handle it, because you've shown yourself that you are spiritually ready and mature enough to handle that position. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. So, all right, let's start the reading. First thing I'm going to look at is, are you walking in your purpose? So how do you know if you're walking in your purpose? One of the key things in that article, and it was so true, and I'm sure anyone can attest to this, when you're walking in your divine purpose, you're seeking divine wisdom always. You're being spiritually driven. You're not driving yourself. You're not going, oh, well, I'm going to just sit down and post this reading today because this is what the people want. I allow space for, what's in demand. But if I don't feel led to go into that, or I don't feel led to share, do those types of services, or do readings in that area, whether it's personal readings or if it's YouTube readings, I'm not going to do it. So I have to, I always consult God, and I always say, am I being divinely led to post this? Is this something that I should be tapping into? I don't do anything without divine counsel first, never. So there's a difference between being self-driven versus being divinely, spiritually driven. So you have to ask yourself that. And our calling is not our gifts. Our gifts lead us to our purpose and calling, or they tie into it, but our gifts, our talents, they're not our purpose per se. All right. Is pile 1 walking in their purpose? The Lovers. I don't feel like you fully decided yet. you're still in a place where you haven't made a decision. You might have to part ways with someone or things. You have to make a decision if it's your soul or if it's your ego. Like, which way are you going to go? I feel like you have to make that decision or that choice within yourself. I don't feel like you've fully decided what that is. You have a pull and you're being moved in a certain direction. And one thing is that spirit might be working on you, like, with opinions of other people and not looking outside of yourself for validation when it comes to your purpose. And for some of you, you guys might believe that your purpose is tied in with another person. I feel like you might have someone that does have, or people that might play a significant role in your purpose, but I don't feel like it's that. It's like you're going to be put in a position, and it might call you to leave some people behind. You might find that a lot of people come and go out of your life sometimes, and you might look at it as a misfortune, but it's actually a blessing, because certain connections, they're not always lifetime. Some of them are just seasonal connections, and that's okay. You get what you're supposed to experience and learn from that. And sometimes we can hold on a little past our season with certain people, and that can really block you. So just as a heads up, I don't feel like you guys have fully decided to walk your path yet. Okay, so how do you overcome any opposition with your purpose and calling? Because oftentimes, and it's a given, it's 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, you're going to face opposition on your purpose. As soon as you decide to walk your path, you're going to, be subject to spiritual attacks. You're going to be subject to being ridiculed. You're going to be subject to being tempted and tried and tested. Okay, so how do you handle those oppositions when they come with your purpose? Balance. Okay, staying grounded. You might have a tendency to be, you might take things a little too seriously sometimes. You could be an earth sign or a water sign for some of you, but you might take things a little too seriously and a little too, you take things to heart. And Spirit is saying to find balance and being able to see both sides of things. Okay, well, and I really do feel that your biggest point of healing is going to be releasing the opinions of people. And I feel like we all might have a bit of that, where because we're taught in a society that we have to have a certain look, or that we have to keep up with the Jones, especially in America, in the US, that it's we are bombarded with certain types of media and propaganda of keeping up with a certain beauty standard or lifestyle. And so you have to find your own way that is laid out for you by the divine, by God, right? Not with what other people say and what the standards are. You have to break the mold of that. Yeah, so if you're to be in a seat of a authority in some sense, you have to understand the value of being a leader. And sometimes people that are called to certain things, they deal with the opposite. They struggle with the opposite of what they're called to do. So let's say, for instance, if you are called to be a public speaker, you might actually grow up with problems with speaking or feeling embarrassed to read or to speak. And God will strengthen you in those areas where you are weak. It's a given. So if you're someone that is supposed to be in a place of authority, you might shy. You might be shy. You might be someone that's introverted. You might be someone that second guess yourself or feels like you're not worthy to be, or you're not the popular one. So you're going to have to be able to see both sides of the coin and release those opinions of people. All right. So what is it that you bring? What is your calling and purpose bring to others? Okay, karma. You're someone that helps redirect people on their path, okay? You might come into people's lives where their lives are in disarray or something, or they're about to make a wrong life decision or choice or something like that. And your ability to help turn people's life around. Let's say you're called to be a youth teacher or work with juveniles, kids that you know, may have violent histories, and you work in a, let's say you work in a facility, a jail or something, or juvenile center or whatever. Juvie, what do they call it? I can't even think right now. Let's say you just work in the system with kids that are troubled, and you come in and you assist and help them to redirect their paths from, you know, leading down a path of violence, or, you know, death and murder, and you help them with that, right? That's just an example. It's something that you're going to do with you being in a certain point of authority is going to help realign people on their divine path and purpose, and get them out of that space of turning in the wrong direction in life. And yeah, realignment, because there are consequences, and I feel like you clearly see what the consequences may be for those people, or maybe spirit gives you the vision of what could be if this person goes down the path that they're still going down, and your job is to assist or lay out a map. You know, that's what I'm getting from that. Okay. So how to purposefully walk in your gifts? How do you walk with your calling purposefully? Excuse me. How do you walk? Growth. Constantly be receptive to growth. Constantly be receptive to elevation when it comes to your soul, your, you know, leveling up within yourself, not just on a material level. And I feel like you get blessed a lot, because the more you edify your spirit, the more spirit, you know, provides for you in the physical and the natural. And it's because spirit sees your ability to handle things. You might be someone that is very, very rooted, very grounded, very humble, down to earth. Yeah. Okay. So how will your purpose bless others? Meaning, how will, you know, how could it heal, or how would it heal? How will it inspire other people? Stillness and invention. You have a very calm demeanor about you, and you come across as someone that's very self-assured. So I feel like when people are amongst you or in your presence, you help people to kind of like, through your own sacrifices. So you might go through periods of where you might feel like you're being embarrassed, or you're being put out as a laughing stock. Like, you might go through many failures. You know, you might have lost a job that, you know, worked well for you for a time, or you had a high paying job and then that fell apart, or you were in a relationship that everybody thought was going to last and it didn't work, but somehow you still keep that demeanor in the midst of maybe what was lost. You still keep a calm space, and you help people to shift their whole mind about things. And I feel like it's because you, like I said, you have a high awareness and relation and connection to source, to spirit, to God, that you understand certain keys to life, certain codes to life. You are a humble spirit. You are. And I feel like you're meant to help multiply people with spiritual understanding. Or, yeah. So you also are someone that is very creative. You're someone that thinks ahead. Or you might, people might be like, well, how does this person know all of this? Or where do they get this knowledge from? You know, and I feel like it's because you spend a lot of time in some type of spiritual solitude and practice, or prayer and meditation, that you're able to unlock this. And you've had to make many sacrifices. Maybe that's something people don't understand. They might not see the sacrifices that you've had to make. So you're going to bless people in a way of helping them to shift their certain beliefs about circumstances, and what true sacrifice really means, and It's like shifting things. I don't know how to explain this. Hopefully I'm doing this justice. And it might be different for each and every one of you, of course, because you're all unique. So what do you have that others will gravitate to? What is it about you, that light inside of you and your purpose that others will gravitate? Charisma. You have charisma. Whether you're male or female, it does not matter. You have a way about you that people are drawn to you. You're very charismatic. You're very cool. I'm getting like, you just have, I'm getting like, I'm going to use Aaliyah, the singer Aaliyah, as a reference because she was, she was kind of like, I would say, she was like a mixture between being like introverted but bubbly and extroverted at times. But she had this cool demeanor about her that, you know, she was just her. She was just cool in her own way, her own right, her own energy. But she also had like this silent energy about her, mysterious energy about her, but she was also very loving and sweet as well. So I'm getting like you guys might have an energy like that. Like, you're welcome to people, but you're also, you know, you, it's almost like you keep something for yourself. You know, you keep a little bit of a mystery about yourself. And I don't feel like it's you trying to paint that picture, but it's just you know, you have your own silent, like you're, I feel like it's a part of you that's very in tune and connected to God in a way that there's parts of you that are hidden. There's parts of you that is sacred, okay, that you keep secret and sacred. All right, so your suggested point to find your center in God. And I feel like you already might know what that is. And we know that anytime on our purpose and our path, we have to be in constant relation with God. We have to be in constant communication with God and our spiritual team, you know, as far as our life goes. There's never a moment where we just don't have that relationship. God has to be a part of everything in your life, meaning you don't just take any job opportunity without consulting God and saying, is this for my highest good? Is this relationship of my highest good? Is this person of my highest good? Should I go here? Should I move there? Because if you were to just do, we all know that, and it's common sense. It's like you have to use your higher wisdom with things. You can't just go blindly into life and just say, oh, I'm going to just take this relationship up because I'm attracted to this person, but you haven't got the green light or you haven't used your discernment to say, okay, this person might not be my highest good or they may be my highest good, you know. It could save you a lot of trouble. So that's the purpose of that. Excitement. I think this came out for the another group, but excitement when it comes to how to stay in that connection, in that fellowship, is to be excited about what you're doing and what you're creating. Because some of you, it might have been a long time coming, or this is not something that your purpose, you're not going to see the fruits of it immediately right away. It might be something that takes time, and you have to stay you know, in that passion and that excitement, that joy and pleasure in what you're creating and working in fellowship with the divine and your spiritual team and what you're building. Okay. So, where should you place your focus? What is your place of focus and direction at this point? Again, you cannot do anything without a spiritual focus and direction first. So you have empathy. So where to place your focus and direction right now, Spirit is saying, is your empathic nature. Pull one more. Transformation skill. Yeah. There's certain structures that Spirit is showing you because you're very loving, I feel. You're someone that may be the type that a lot of people seek after, seek advice from, or always want to be around, or you might be the friend that people come to talk your ear off, and then you're left feeling empty, like, okay, well, who do I consult? And who you consult is God, like, you know, and it's okay. And sometimes you might have people that you can talk to, but mainly you don't have that same way where other people can just like sit on the phone and just talk someone's ear off to death and dump all their problems onto someone and then just go on about their way. Like, you might not be able to have that. And I wouldn't say it's a luxury. It is just, it just is what it is. But there's something that Spirit is trying to restructure when it comes to how you share your empathy with others. And what I mean by that is you're naturally going to be empathetic towards people. You're an empath, but there's a level of restructuring and boundaries with that, because I feel like you might have a tendency to deal with people that are very skilled in manipulating and creating certain energies and illusions, or people that are energy vampires. So you have to be very mindful. So your point of direction right now is to restructure how you relate to other people and what your healthy boundaries should be. And I'm going to get into that in a second, which leads me to my next question. But before I say that, there was a quote in the article that stood out to me. She says, "Purpose is focused and it's strategic. Your direction in life will be dictated by your purpose. It is a compass that drives where you go, what you say, and who you assist." So your purpose, you have to have that divine direction. Because if you just go in just doing or saying anything, or going in environments and spaces, or associating with other people, it could be a sabotaging situation if you're not divinely led. So as an empath, for you, let's say you're very receptible to manipulate people, where you're going, being put in a seat of some type of authority or being given some type of wealth, you have to be very mindful of the people you tie yourself up with, is in your environment, how to discern who has your best intentions or not. That's why that's coming out. Your strategy needs to be to understand, to be able to understand people's intentions, who's painting a false picture or illusion, who's manipulating you. You have to stand firm on that. So you have to release the false foundations and be able to see past the structures and the false beliefs and the doctrine and the patterns that you've been accustomed to that may have been open game for these type of people, and restructuring yourself, restructuring your mind. Spirit is revealing these things to you already, I feel like, or this is something you've already been working through healing. Okay, so how do you interact with healthy boundaries? Because a part of your purpose is that you are to always have compassion for others, but also know when to, how to hold those healthy boundaries. So celebration. All right, how do you interact with healthy boundaries? I feel like Spirit is saying that equally, I feel like be in connection with people in a way where you're able to dwell in any space, like any walk of life. You're able to commune with them in a way, just we don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to live the same lifestyle. I don't have to be your friend, but just, and my aunt said this to me. She said, not everybody is going to be your friend, but when you walk into a room, you never know who's going to be your friend, but you don't go into a room looking like, okay, is this person going to be in my life, or what role are they going to play in my life? Speak to everyone in the room. It's just human, it's human decency, right? We're all here on this earth, this planet. We should all acknowledge each other. I don't have to see you again a day in my life, but as long as I spoke and I said hello or asked you how your day was, that's all that matters. So Spirit wants you to walk in that space, but have those boundaries to not be so open and receptive to everybody. And I don't know if this person is going to be my husband one day, so let me just overextend myself and tell him my whole life story. Walk and just be present in the energy and treat everyone the same. And those who are meant to stick, it's going to naturally happen, if that makes sense. All right. So how to find your Godfidence, aka confidence in your purpose. So how do you find that confidence in your purpose? And confidence in your purpose is you don't have to boast about what you can do and overextend or sell yourself to other people. Your gifts will speak for themselves. Okay, the past. So your confidence, how to find that confidence is to remind yourself of how far you've come. Because like I said, I keep getting for this group that you guys have grown a lot, whether you realize it or not. You guys come a long way. I feel like through your emotional growth, your spiritual growth, you've elevated a lot. And that is a reminder to you how to have that confidence in your calling is how far you've actually come a long way of where spirit brought you out of certain things. Like you have a story to tell. Yeah. Okay. So lastly, the doors that your purpose will open for you. So what type of favor will your purpose provide you? What type of destiny, the doors of destiny or your reputation will your purpose provide for you? Let's see. Or purpose bring to you, rather. Holy Spirit, thank you. Okay. You have deceit. Let's clarify that. Distraction. Structure. Great. So what doors your purpose is going to open? It's going to open that leadership because of what you came from. It's like your reputation will be, oh, this person used to be this, you know, he or she used to, you know, live a life that was very deceitful or very bad, or they were caught up in the wrong situations or wrong associations and people. But now look at them. Look where they're at. Look how much they came from. So I feel like the doors, the favor on your life is that in spite of the past that I came from, and I didn't believe in the lies. I didn't believe that I was unworthy. I didn't believe in what people were saying. And because of that, I freed myself of that opinions of others. Here I am. This is where God has placed me in this power position with the structure. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. All right, so that was your reading, your message, group 2. I hope that was helpful and insightful. Much love as always. Be blessed, be safe, take care. Peace.